In a bustling coffee shop on a Saturday morning, Jake sat nervously at a corner table, his laptop open, but his mind elsewhere. Every time the door swung open, his heart raced with the arrival of new faces. Among them was a woman with a brilliant smile, her laughter filling the room. Jake admired her from afar, but every time he thought about approaching her, doubt crept in, like an unwelcome guest. He remembered his friend Alex's advice about confidence and flirting, but the thought of striking up a conversation felt daunting. Would he stumble over his words? Would she even notice him? The questions spiraled in his head, tangling his thoughts. He sipped his coffee, watching as she chatted with her friends, her easy demeanor pulling him in. Then, just as he was about to give in to his reluctance, he recalled something else Alex had mentioned: the power of microexpressions. This concept had intrigued him during their last conversation. Microexpressions were those fleeting, involuntary facial expressions that reveal a person's true feelings. Suddenly, an idea sparked in his mind. What if he could use his own expressions, his smiles and nods, to communicate without the pressure of a full-on conversation? Feeling emboldened, Jake took a deep breath and decided to focus on his body language. He would practice subtly smiling when she looked his way and nodding appreciatively as they made eye contact. It was simple, yet it gave him the confidence to express interest without overwhelming pressure, setting the stage for an organic connection. As Jake observed her laughter and movement, he began to hone in on the nuances of her expressions. Every time she threw her head back in laughter or leaned in closer to her friends, it revealed a warmth that made Jake's heart flutter. He felt an unexpected kinship with her vibrant energy from across the room, as if he could share in her joy without uttering a single word. He started practicing his microexpressions, directing calm, sincere smiles her way whenever their eyes met. To his surprise, she responded with a smile of her own, one that startled the doubts swirling in his mind. It was small but intoxicating, an invitation, perhaps. Each time she smiled back, his confidence swelled slightly. He realized that the act of connecting didn't need to be grand. It thrived in these tiny moments of acknowledgement. With each exchange, Jake felt another barrier dissolve. He noticed how her expression would shift if she spoke passionately about something, flashing a sparkle in her eyes that captivated him. He began to mirror those small moments, leaning slightly forward, nodding in appreciation when she laughed. In doing so, he felt a conversation beginning to unfold, one that seemed to transcend the verbal. Eventually, a truth dawned upon him. Connection isn't defined solely by the words exchanged, but by the vulnerability shared across invisible threads of mutual recognition. He could feel a tangible shift in the atmosphere around them, charged with an electric potential just waiting to be ignited. As the coffee shop continued to buzz with life, Jake made a decision. He would take the leap, trusting the silent communication they had started. With renewed determination, he stood up, slowly making his way to her table, each step resonating with the understanding of shared moments. Stepping out of his comfort zone, he embraced the excitement of potential connection, ready to engage in a dance of words that had been building in the space between smiles. In this adventure of human connection, Jake realized that vulnerability could lead to discovery. Sometimes it takes just a slight tilt of the head or a genuine smile to create a bridge between strangers. The key takeaway: confidence isn't about being fearless, it's about facing your fears, one subtle nod at a time. He smiled, not just at her, but at the possibility of what was to come.